Good morning, friends. Prepared Suburbanite back with you. Well, last week was certainly quite the week. I have been heartbroken pretty much all week. I can't remember feeling this hollow and this disheartened since maybe 1968 when JFK was killed, when RFK was killed, when Martin Luther King Jr. was killed. It's the hollow feeling that is in my gut right now is much more than I can bear. And I've been pretty silent about this, but I just wanted to express my sincere condolences to Charlie Kirk's family, his wife, beautiful wife, former Miss Arizona, I believe, and his two beautiful children. They will never know. And I have to give his wife credit for her very powerful speech the other night, where she said that Charlie's memory will live on and Turning Point USA will live on. What disheartened me the most, I think, was the rhetoric from the left about this whole thing. My wife posted a heartfelt condolence to Charlie Kirk in tribute on her Facebook account, and within minutes, one of our lefty acquaintances decided to challenge her on this particular topic. And he says basically, "Who says we're glad he's gone? I don't think too many are glad, but violence is wrong no matter what." But with that said, here are some of the things that Charlie said that propagated his evil. That gay people should be stoned to death, that most people are scared when they see a black pilot flying a plane, that religious freedom should be terminated, that MLK Jr. was an awful person. He went on and listed 24 of these purported statements that Charlie Kirk advocated, and challenged folks to his minions, challenged them to prove him wrong. And I went and I looked up 3 or 4 of these, excuse me, and only to find out that he was wrong. That very first one, that gay people should be stoned to death, I think he needs to go talk to Stephen King about that, because Stephen King said the same thing and had to make a public apology for his error. This was so far from the truth that I just couldn't get over it. But our acquaintance here on Facebook decided that it would be a good thing to rail against anything that Charlie Kirk did. I really enjoyed my time watching any of Charlie Kirk's various interchanges and debates with lefty college students that he did on college campuses. He was brave enough, learned enough to fight the good fight and tell them where he was right and why he was right, and expose their bias beyond compare. And I've got to give him an awful lot of credit for his eidetic, I think that's the word. He had a photographic memory. So if he committed something to memory, it was there forever. And he could quote scripture, he could quote quotes from notable people that supported his thoughts and ideas. and I got to give the guy credit for making a huge, huge difference in this country that we call ourselves. But the left's reaction to this, the dozens and dozens and dozens and possibly even hundreds of left-wing activists that were going crazy celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. I just couldn't seem to get over that whole thing. And as it continued, and it will continue, I don't think they're done yet. The questions that I've got are who's next? They're not going to relent. They're not going to give up. And I don't know who it's going to be next, but I'm pretty darn sure within the next year or so we're going to see more of this kind of left-wing violence perpetrated against folks that are telling the truth. And I am concerned about it. I'm also concerned that we're not getting the whole story here about his killer, about what's going on, what the details were behind it. And I think we're only getting maybe a quarter of the story. I watched that video of the killer climbing down off the roof and running away, and then somehow concealing that rifle and stashing it in the bushes, and emailing a friend to go pick it up and all that. It doesn't seem that it's even possible for him to have taken that bolt action Mauser down off that roof without it being noticed or seen in his attempt to scale down the side of that building and then jump to his feet and start running away. That rifle was nowhere to be seen. Kash Patel is under investigation right now for some of the things that he may have said or may have leaked too early in the process. I don't know how it's all going to play out, but I think we're only getting a little bit of the story, and it's very, very consistent with some of the things that he's a lone gunman. He acted alone. It was all by himself. That's what they said about Lee Harvey Oswald and Sirhan Sirhan and the guy that killed Martin Luther King. It doesn't make sense that they're playing the same music over and over again. I can't imagine that this young kid from Utah acted alone by any stretch of the imagination. I believe that there was a very coordinated activity going on. There were decoys, there was all kinds of odd things that we just are never going to hear about. And maybe we will. Maybe Kash Patel and Dan Bongino can ferret out the real truth and let us know what's really going on. But I'm not 100% convinced that we're ever going to get the full story. So for those of you in my audience that truly enjoyed spending time watching Charlie Kirk and listening to his logic and his faith, his belief in America, his belief in fundamental Christian values like marriage and having children and being a good father and being a good parent. If that's what drives the left crazy, yeah, well then I guess that's going to have to drive them crazy for a long time, because there's going to be more of this coming. And I think the right needs to be on guard right now for everything that's going on, and we need to steel up and we need to be more like Charlie Kirk. This is the Prepared Suburbanite reminding you to be prepared always, and now even more than ever. I'll see y'all on the next video.